Many of you joined us several years ago, and here we are on Lag BaOmer, an amazing day in the Jewish history, celebrating my middle child, her bat mitzvah. To be honest with you, there is no middle child in our family. As many of you know, Orley has a personality that defines herself, and middle is not one of those definitions. It's such an honor to have so many of you here today. All of you, I should say. Orley's name means my light. In Jewish people, we don't believe in coincidences. We believe the fact that it happens on a day where the Torah, where Hashem is so bright and we are reminded by His light that He inspires the world with. The fact that Orley's name means my light, can we say it's a coincidence? No. It truly was meant to be. This was the day that Orley's mitzvah would happen. I used to read my children a book called The Light and Fire of the Baal Shem Tov. And the Baal Shem Tov is one of my favorite rabbis of all time. The Baal Shem Tov, whose teachings truly inspired Torah learning in the proper way he learned from his father, who died quite early in his life. And he told his son before dying, he said, "Fear nothing but God alone. Love everyone without exception, with the full depth of your heart and the fire of your soul." And here we are on Lag BaOmer, the day of bonfires, where truly the light of God just inspires us. Orley is named after her aunt, who truly was my light in so many different ways. And her inspiration, not only my daughter to be named Orley, but my dear sister-in-law and her husband Stephen to name their daughter Orley as well, because there was no light that lit up the world as our Orley was. Like I said, there's something to be said for staying for everyone. And for that, we give you this.
Hi Orley, I'm so sorry I couldn't be there today, but I love you so much and I miss you, and I'm sure that you're having a great day, and I hope to see you soon.
Hi Orley, this is to wish you a mazel tov on your bat mitzvah. We're so happy for you.
I told Orley I love you. Love you, Orley. Mazel tov.
God bless and keep you always. May your wishes all come true. May you always do for others and let others do for you. May you build a ladder to the sky and you climb on every rung, and may you stay. I want you to stay forever young. Forever young. Forever young. May you stay. I want you to stay forever young. May you grow up to be righteous. May you grow up to be true. May you always know the truth and see the light surrounding you. May you always be courageous, stand upright and be strong, and may you stay. I want you to stay forever young. young. I want you to stay forever young. May you stay. I want you to stay forever young. May your hands always be busy. May your feet always be swift. May you have a strong foundation when the winds of change shift. May your heart always be joyful. May your song always be sung. And may you stay. I want you to stay forever young. Forever young. I want you to stay forever young. Please won't you stay? I want you to stay forever young.
Hello, Orley. This is your Uncle Jubin from Los Angeles. Mazal Tov. On the occasion of your Bat Mitzvah, I wanted to share with you a special message about your name. Your name, Orley, appears in the book of Micha. You see, Micha lived at a time of great conflict amongst Jews. A very difficult time for the Jewish people. He lived at a time in which families didn't have peace amongst each other. The prophet writes, speaking to his enemy, he says, even now I have all these problems, my enemy. Do not rejoice over me. For if I fall, I will rise. For if I sit in darkness, Adonai Orley, God will be a light unto me. And that expression, which contains the words that make up your name, is the prophet's expression for hope. His expression letting us know that we can change. We can change ourselves, and we can change the society in which we live. Places, and many times, we don't fully appreciate each other. We don't fully love each other the way we're supposed to. And we suffer because of that. Orley, you're a very special and capable young lady. And you come from a family of great love, great peace, and great harmony, and great light. As you become Bat Mitzvah, I would like to tell you that the Jewish people need you and your family. They need that light to spread beyond the boundaries of your own home, into the homes of your friends and neighbors, to the homes of all the Jewish people, to bring a unifying force to us in this time of need. We hope very much that we'll be able to share happy occasions together, and we look very much forward to watching as the light of Orley Faleder and the Faleder family spreads throughout the Jewish people, inspires us and elevates us. Mazal Tov again.
Forever young, forever, forever young. Baby, won't you stay? I want you to stay forever young.
That was a fun way to start. I am so honored to call up my son right now. My son who has some heartfelt beliefs about his sister. So, Kofi Faleder, come on up here.
also calls me funny names. I know why. I know why she does that. She likes eating the same things I eat for breakfast and likes doing a lot of things that I like to do. She doesn't ask me too much to do things for her. A lot of big sisters do that to their little brothers, but not Orley. I love her and I expect that in a way, in a few years when it is my bar mitzvah, that she will have a speech for me as good as this that I am doing for her today. Thanks for coming. Goodbye.
The way I wasn't checking my phone, I sent audio version of it just in case something happened. Now we have her older sister, Lexi.
Welcome everyone to my little sister Orley's bat mitzvah. There is nothing like having a little sister, especially one with such great energy and spunk. Of course, there are times that we don't get along, but there are far more often times that we do get along. I can always count on Orley to help me reorganize my closet. I have a tendency for my closet to be a bit messy sometimes, and Orley is sometimes, only sometimes, helps me put it back together. She'll understand when she is 15, like me, the importance of taking out all my clothes in order to find one outfit I need to wear on any given day. I really appreciate her doing this. There are things that we do together that she thinks may annoy me, but I actually like doing with her. One example is going shopping with her. She asks my advice. And even though sometimes I don't give her the answer that she wants to hear, it's always a good thing going to the mall. That's what big sisters are all about, giving advice. Now, I'm not saying that I'm the expert on whatever she's asking, but it is fun knowing that I can tell her the best way to study for a certain teacher's test, or what color girls look like, or whatever. Sharing a room with her is actually fun sometimes. As long as she follows the rules that I set in place, it works out well. Like I said, as long as she follows the specified times that she has allowed in there, I feel like sharing her room. She would agree, I think. I never really thought seeing her in the hallways at school
bring light to the world is really by bringing peace to the world and really people working together. The next song is not just a blessing, based on the blessing that I sing to her every Friday night, but it's also beginning another song that some of you may know. You're welcome to join me on.
Means my life? Which is what really means, is this a coincidence?
time that we got to our Sinai. On day 33 of the journey comes Lag BaOmer, and here we are, allowed to celebrate. What is it all about? During the first 33 days, there are no weddings or music, because we remember the death of 24,000 students from Rabbi Akiva who died because they forgot the importance of showing respect to each other. Then comes Lag BaOmer, the 33rd day after leaving Egypt. We get a break from the mourning of the death of what could have been the greatest Torah minutes. The famous reason that for joy of Lag BaOmer is that the students of Rabbi Akiva stopped dying on this day. But the reason they stopped dying was because there were no more students left. Doesn't really seem like a great time for a bar mitzvah, but it is. Let me explain. We should remember that the lack of respect is the same reason the second Holy Temple was destroyed. Within their heart, there was hatred without cause. That teaches you that groundless hatred is as bad as the three greatest sins of adultery, immorality, and bloodshed. These students of Rabbi Akiva did not realize that everyone is special in their own way, that each of their opinions mattered, and maybe, just maybe, their view could be wrong. Everyone was special. This they forgot. We must remember those students forgot that when we were born, God put a little piece of himself in us. We are taught to try to do as God would do. God shows ultimate respect to everything and everyone he created. So when someone gives respect to a Torah scholar or to any other person, in a sense, he or she is giving respect to that part of God that lives inside of each of us. Still, why do we celebrate? What are we celebrating besides my Mitzvah, of course? Is that Rabbi Akiva, after losing over 24,000 of his students, could have gone down on himself and given up. We rejoice that Rabbi Akiva did not allow himself to give up. Instead, he went on and got 5 new students, and taught them all of his knowledge, and taught them the oral tradition that we learned from and benefit from today. If Rabbi Akiva could display all of God's traits of never giving up on the world, then we should be able to rebuild and keep trying when time goes down. Love your friend as you love yourself. I hope that I can provide the spark, the light, to all those around me. Those teachers, friends, and family give the spark to my life, the light to my life. The people around me give the spark, the light, that reminds us that God gives us all the chances to show quality in Him. Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai was one of 5 students of Rabbi Akiva found when he started to rebuild after the loss of his original 24,000. He and his son escaped from the Romans into a cave. For 12 years they studied and sat and studied in Torah. On Lag BaOmer, when he died, he revealed to them the greatest secrets of the Torah. He taught the people of the world how to find the divine spark inside of each of us. On this holiday, representing the spark that he revealed in each of us, we have the light is the sun, is the great bonfires that are lit around the world. These students, Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, made a special request that we celebrate on this day, in the same way that they did a long time ago. Just as Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai gave spiritual light to the world, when he died, he left behind a brightness or light that we all benefit from even up to today. Without Rabbi Akiva wanting to find his students, we maybe would not have had Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai in our lives. In sum, we learned 2 lessons. The lesson of Rabbi Akiva to never give up, and the lesson of Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai that each of us is special to remind us. I was named after my Aunt Orley. She was the light to anyone who ever met her, and I only hope to be as wonderful as her. She didn't talk a lot, but her kindness lit up the world like the brightest fire that could light up the sky. To my parents, I know that they don't always understand the thinking of a 12-year-old girl, but while I may not always tell them, I'm thankful for all they give me. To my sister, while I know I do annoy you, I do miss you when you're not around. To my brother, Kobe, I love playing with you and calling you funny names. To my grandma and papa, who just love to hear my voice. To my mama and papa, on this, their wedding anniversary. To my aunt Anna and Uncle Jude in California. To my aunt Marcy and Aunt Ellen. All my cousins, including little Orley. I love you all. To all my teachers of the MGHA and to Rabbi Bila, who will always be my rabbi, I'm so thankful. Thank you all for being the brightness and spark of my life. This is a lot of I will never forget.
So considerate that we have little lights to do our speeches by. This is a great occasion in Orley, and it's so nice to be at your bar mitzvah. I'm also to hear Dylan sung so well. Wonderful. Thanks, my dad. You mentioned in your Torah this idea that students of Rabbi Akiva, they didn't show honor to one another. And that's sort of very strange because it would seem that Rabbi Akiva stood for this idea. What did they miss? Why didn't they understand this? So one interpreter asked this question, why didn't they repent? And why didn't Rabbi Akiva, when he saw this going on, why didn't he say something? One answer that's given is, they thought, there's nothing wrong with what we're doing. Because we're not insulting one another. Maybe we're not so nice to one another, maybe we're not respecting one another, but as long as we're not evil to one another, as long as we're not doing nasty things, that should be good enough. They just didn't think they had to do more. They thought that whatever they were doing was enough, and as long as they weren't bad to one another, that should suffice. And we know that it says in the Psalms, not only are you supposed to avoid being nasty to people, you're also supposed to be good to people. You're supposed to do good things for them. And one commentator says about this that talking about looking for ways to be nice to other people, that is really the key to what we're about and what we're supposed to do. Not just avoiding being mean to one another, but also doing positive things. Commentator Malvin says, people have the potential to be nasty, but they also have the potential to be good. So you're supposed to avoid the negative, but then go to the positive. Says, well, some people will say, you know what, maybe we shouldn't live with other people, and that way we avoid the whole problem. He says, no, go to Allah, because if you don't have other people around, it's true that you don't have the temptation to be nasty, but you also won't have the opportunity to be good. And so in that sense, we should welcome the opportunity to be with other people, as certainly you do and as your family does. And that gives us so many opportunities to really do the right thing. That was the mistake that Rabbi Akiva's students made. They thought that as long as they avoided being nasty to one another, that would be good enough. That can't be good enough. We have to go further than that. And that's an important lesson to learn. And since you mentioned it in your Torah, because this is a lot of here, I think that's really a great takeaway. We think that one of the ways to learn about how to be nice to other people, not simply avoid being evil to them, is by learning Torah. And therefore, it's my pleasure to give to you on behalf of the Shul this book of Divrei Torah, based upon Rabbi Soloveitchik's teaching, and a second book, which is given through the generosity of Esther and Jackie Roseberg, where it talks about how people actually made the world a better place and tried to help other people by Rabbi Jonathan Sachs, who is called To Heal Fractured Worlds. And I hope that you not only read it, but think about how you can put this into action. And finally, a certificate that says that a tree has been planted in honor of your Bat Mitzvah, and just as that tree will be deeply rooted in Israel, we hope that you, throughout your life, will be connected to Israel as well. Mazal Tov, and congratulations.
So to finish up our little presentation for today, a mitzvah only comes once in a lifetime, and my little Orley deserves us to see some more pictures of her, while enjoying, hopefully enjoying, a song written just for her. When the flame appears and the moon comes out at night, oh, in the darkness, or when the sun goes down, you'll always be my light. Oh, as we dance around the fire, let it be known that we rejoice over the ways in which you've grown. Of the moon, you're the glow that radiates from the moon at night. Of the sun, you are the ray that warms our hearts and shines so bright. We'll be for you what you're for us. We swear with all our might to be your light. Bundling up when snow begins to fall, and the sleds and snowmen beckon us to call to the goals upon the soccer field, to the basketball we played. We're flowing hand we think of, and the kindness you displayed. When all is good and life makes sense, when things don't seem right, you'll always be our light. A smile that brighten up my day, and the clouds are rolling in, the sky is gray, and I know around the corner there'll be a certain flame, the flame that helps to guide us. There's no one that bears your name. Oh, we'll be here for you, but you're for us, until with all our might we'll always